Road boundaries.
Ready to copy, Houston.
Roger, due to the slight change in launch time, new press to ATO 11.7.
Stand by, please.
Press to MECO
Countdown clock, resume on my mark.
13.6.
2, 1, mark. T-minus 9 minutes and counting.
And we're at T-minus 9 minutes and counting, the countdown clock proceeding. The ground launch sequencer has been initiated, and from now till T-minus 31 seconds, when we begin to switch over to the onboard computer, that will be in command. The ground launch sequencer is part of the launch processing system and operates by relaying commands to the onboard computers, which then report back that the commands have been executed. 8 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting.
10:30, not perform. STM copy, thank you. EISL, go ahead ISL, recorder's activated, copy.
The recorders have been activated, T-minus 8 minutes, 15 seconds, and counting. The primary job of the onboard computers is to check that all of the launch commit criteria are within limits. Coming up on the 8-minute point.
Yes, sir. Can proceed with transmission of stored program commands.
Wilco, it's in work.
We've passed the 8-minute point, and the crew has been notified and flight notified that they can proceed with the stored program commands. This is a final update on antenna management and frequency changes. This ensures the orbiter has the latest information to speak to the TDRS satellites and ground stations. T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, and the orbiter access arm is retracting. This is the walkway used by the astronauts to enter the orbiter. In case of an emergency, the arm can be placed back into position within about 15 seconds. Coming up on the 7-minute point in our countdown.
Start your APU and hydraulic recorders by the clock at 6 minutes. Copy.
T-minus 7 minutes and counting. Everything proceeding smoothly as we move down towards a liftoff at 2:29 this afternoon. T-minus 6 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Pilot Ron Graby will be asked to set the switches in the cockpit to the pre-start position for the auxiliary power units, or APUs, at the 6-minute point. This consists of positioning a number of switches and verifying that they are in the proper position, then throwing the 3 propellant isolation valve switches, which allow the hydrazine fuel to start flowing from the tanks toward the APUs. Coming up on that 6-minute point in 12 seconds.
TLT, OTC.
OTC, TLT.
Sir, perform APU pre-start.
APU pre-start and work.
Pilot Ron Graby reporting that pre-start is in work. T-minus 5 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. In just a few seconds, Mission Control will transmit the signal to start the onboard flight recorders.
OTC, TLT, APU pre-start complete. Great talkbacks on 1 and 3, Bravo on 2.
Copy that.
Pilot Ron Graby reporting pre-start is complete. At the T-minus 5 minute point, the orbiter test conductor will ask Pilot Ron Graby to start the auxiliary power units, which provide hydraulic power for steering and controlling the flight surfaces. 10 seconds away from that 5-minute point.
Let's go for orbiter APU start.
TLT, OTC, perform APU start.
OTC, TLT, APU start and work.
And CDR, OTC, reconfigure heaters.
Pilot Ron Graby now flipping the 3 switches in the cockpit to start each of the 3 APUs. The liquid oxygen replenishing of the LOX tank has been terminated. At this point, the liquid oxygen fill and drain valve is closed. and at the same time cold hydrogen gas is flowing through the main propulsion system to
GTQ on APU-3 at 6.6-7. We're still going to 1 to 2 man towards instrumentation only. Copy that. NPD copy. SPE copy. SPE copies. This OTC.
T-minus 4 minutes and counting.
Go for purge sequence 4.
The main engine final purge sequence is underway, and the orbiter flight control surface such as elevons, speed brakes, and rudders are now being moved through their pre-programmed position to verify they are ready for launch. T-minus 3 minutes 40 seconds and counting. T-minus 3 minutes 30 seconds and counting, with all 3 engines now being moved through a pattern to verify their readiness for ascent flight control. After going through their pattern, they will be aligned to their start positions. We're coming up on the 3-minute point. At 2 minutes 55 seconds, the start of the external tank liquid oxygen pressurization will begin. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. The ground launch sequencer has sent a signal,
LO2 pressurization.
has started to retract the gaseous oxygen vent hood or beanie cap on the external tank. The computers will make a final check to ensure the vent arm is fully retracted at the T-minus 37 second point. T-minus 2 minutes 30 seconds and counting.
OTC, go.
Clear caution and warning memory and verify no unexpected errors.
The orbiter test conductor has asked pilot Ron Graby to clear the caution and warning system. He's reported there's no unexpected errors. T-minus 2 minutes 12 seconds and counting. Liquid hydrogen replenish of the external tank will stop in 5 seconds and pressurization get underway.
Close and lock your visors and initiate O2 flow. And have a good flight. And PLT, OTC, turn on debris camera at T-minus 10 seconds.
Let's just go for ET LH2 pressurization.
Orbiter test conductor Mike Key telling the crew to close their airtight visors.
Thank you for this fire station.
Coming up on the 90-second point, 90 seconds, and we're less than 2 minutes away from launch of STS-30 and its crew of 5. At the T-minus 1 minute point, the ground launch sequencer will verify that the shuttle main engines are ready to start. The liquid hydrogen tank now at flight pressure. Coming up on the 1 minute point in our countdown. T-minus 1 minute and counting. The liquid hydrogen tank at flight pressure. The sound suppression water system now armed. Pre-liftoff water will...
31 seconds due to an RSLS hold.
We will hold the clock at T-minus 31 seconds. We have had a report we will hold the clock at T-minus 31 seconds.
Stand by, sir.
This is to me, we launched low pressure fuel pump discharge press, engine 1.
The countdown clock is holding at T-minus 31 seconds.
We're at T-minus 31 seconds and standing by to hear what the problem is.
We're going to have to recommend a recycle here. It looks like the pump is actually down. Okay, Launch Director SP, is there anything else we can look at here before we go to a recycle? C-prop, anything else? Negative, we've lost research on this engine. We're out of limits, we're out of engine ready. Okay, NTD, let's recycle. And as Launch Director, C-prop, the condition we're in right now, does it present any safety problems, or is this a standard recycle for us? This is C-prop, I see it as a standard recycle, no safety problems. Okay, well, if there's nothing else we can try at this point, NTD, you have a go for recycle. Okay, GLS, NTD?
Yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and give cutoff.
Copy.
And NTD 212, we're going to go ahead and clear our SPCs.
Copy.
Launch Director Bob Seek telling the NASA Test Director that he has a go to cut off and recycle. At this point, there would not be enough time to recycle and launch today. The orbiter access arm being placed back into position against the orbiter to allow the crew to egress at the proper time. However, there is no problem with the recycle at this time. There's no danger to the crew.
Perform APU shutdown.
Roger, APU shutdown and work.
Pilot Ron Graby reporting that he has APU, auxiliary power unit, shutdown in work.
Fire detectors tripped at this time.
And TDC prop. Go ahead, C prop. Yeah, the engine 1 pump did come back online. It looked like it was cavitating, so we terminated all 3 research pumps.
Copy.
The launch team going through a recycle from the T-minus 31 minute or 31 second point. They'll be going back to T-minus 20.
Yeah, we're calculating. We'd like to give that to you post-test. Okay, copy that. CDR and PLT OTC. Perform cutoff safing switchover. Okay, interrogative to the heater activation.
The test team going through the process of recycling now from the launch configuration. The countdown for launch of STS-30 and the Magellan spacecraft to Venus halted at just 31 seconds prior to launch. Problem with the recirculation pump is what has been mentioned. We're standing by to hear more information on the problem which occurred. The gaseous oxygen vent arm or beanie cap being replaced on top of the external tank to carry away any vapors boiling off from that tank.
GPC mode 5 switch to standby. It's in standby. Copy, panel R1. PLT, power distribution, essential bus source. Fuel cell 1, 2, and 3 switches to off.
Copy, essential bus source 1, 2, and 3. Essential bus to fuel cell coming off.
Copy that, and PLT on panel F8. Flight controller power switch.
PLT.